Welcome to the Vinny Rock Podcast.
Much more than this, I did it my way.
Hey, what's up? It's the Vinny Rock Podcast. I'm here with my boy Billy Beach. You guys have heard me talk about him, tag him, and post about him. But we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about who he is and why he does what he does. But first, let me get to my sponsors. Obviously, the first one we're going to talk about, what we always talk about, is Core Medical Group. Oh, you met with Sydney before. Remember Core Medical Group?
Yeah, we went and got sushi.
I love sushi, dude. I haven't had sushi in a while because Christy's pregnant.
Yeah.
But I love sushi. Damn. Core Medical Group. There's kind of some exciting things. I've been working on something. So, well, you know what? I'm going to hold that for next time when I actually pull the trigger on this new concept I got. But either way, Core Medical Group, you guys already know. I take TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. It's not a steroid. It's a hormone replacement because my body stopped producing it itself. Billy knows a lot about this himself.
Yeah, man. Same thing happened to me. Wiped out an entire relationship.
Bro.
It's a big deal, man.
It is a big deal.
Yeah, when you're not right, you're not right.
And funny thing is that I have guys that have listened to the podcast for over a year now, and then they're like, all right, bro, I finally made the call. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. I'm not here trying to sell this shit. Listen, I don't get money for each person that signs up. I don't. I get like my flat rate freaking sponsorship. And, you know, that's what I get because I just believe in this shit. I use it myself. It's a good deal. I'm out here trying to help you guys regulate yourselves mentally, emotionally, and physically. If you guys haven't done it yet, go get your blood work checked, and I promise you, you're going to find some things that you didn't expect. And go ahead. What's up, Billy?
Yeah, the honest problem with this stuff is when you go into your regular PA, right, and you get tested, and you're a 320, which
right.
Basically you're a chick.
You're
right?
the lowest.
You're
lowest
basically
on the
a woman, you know?
Yeah.
Your PA is going to tell you, hey, you're average.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're averagely fucked up like everybody else.
And
right?
you know what's funny? And your average is different than my average, and what my average is different. You know what I mean? Like, hey, well, what does he know what I used to run? I probably in high school ran at a freaking 700, dude.
Oh, yeah, at least.
So if I'm 300 now, bro, that ain't cool.
Right.
That's not okay with me. And why do you think I'm having I'm emotionally depressed? I'm feeling like not myself, and I can't freaking recover from a workout long. All these things is because we need to get regulated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get your shit fixed. Get your shit checked. Go check out Core Medical Group. Hit me up if you guys need the information. Beyond Clothing, beyondclothing.com. You guys know the winter is coming. They are one of the most, I'm talking quality, badass, and notable companies out there for the layered system outdoor expeditionary wear. You know Beyond Clothing? Dude, I'm going to have to show you some of their stuff. It's a little up there on the price scale, but who gives a fuck when you're buying quality?
Well, when you're comparing to some like Architects anyways, man.
Right.
That's quality, right?
Exactly.
So you're going to spend the money.
Exactly. You spend the money.
It comes to warm and dry, man.
Bro, I told myself after range school, like, I'll never be cold again. You know what I mean? Like, I was so cold, dude. Like, there's military training sometimes we do. And I was so cold, I said, never again. Like, fuck that shit. And when I started to have that little chill in my bone because it's cold, I'm like, no, go get some layered systems on, man. Yeah. Layer that up. My daughter asked me last night, how many layers do you wear when you're skiing? I told her 37 layers because I hate being cold.
Still not enough.
Yeah, still not enough. No, but if you guys go check out Beyond Clothing. Let them all know. Every sponsor of mine, you hit up the Rocco code, you use Rocco, and you're going to get a 10% or a 15% off depending on which company it is. Next one, Willie Pete's Chocolates. Willie Pete's makes homemade chocolates. He's a veteran who does it out of his house. This dude makes some good fucking chocolates. I have him at the barbershop. I think I need to reorder some for the Christmas season, But go check out Willie Pete's Chocolate. Don't forget, we have a hot sauce out there. Go check that out as well. WilliePete'sChocolates.com. GMR Gold. You know about this, GMR Gold?
Yeah, you told me about this.
Oh, I was telling you about it.
You told me about this.
Because Quincy's her boss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buys nonstop.
To buy
every week sends her to buy gold.
Dude,
that's the safest investment, man.
It's funny because it's a safe investment. It's also just fucking cool as hell to do. Like in our house, like
got a whole big box of coins.
Yeah,
like a pirate, man.
That's the thing, man. You got Pirates Gold showing up. You got these cool medallions. You got just all this cool stuff, man. The other day we got these really small gold coins. Like I'm talking miniature, and it's just fucking rad. The kids just trip out on it, and it's a cool time to be able to go online and Google and see exactly what it is and just kind of have that moment for their kids. So you guys don't forget to go check out GMR Gold and also Bullion Box. If you sign up for a Bullion Box, hit up the Rocco code and you'll get a percentage off. I think it's 10%. Ranger Up Clothing. You know who Ranger Up is, right?
Yeah.
Ranger Up.
Yeah.
I mean, they're one of the biggest military and sheepdog and military and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu company out there. Go check out Ranger Up Clothing. RangerUp.com has everything you can think of, from sunglasses to shirts that match for if you're a law enforcement officer, if you're a military member, if you love jiu-jitsu and wrestling, they have a great selection for you. They also have rash guards. Check them out. I fucking love them. Nick Palmachano is a really good buddy of mine. Freaking Tim Kennedy's a really good buddy of mine. I support these guys and they support me. So thank you very much. Go check them out and use Rocco as a promo code for 10% off. Last but not least, you got Aircraft Maintainer. Aircraft Maintainer. Now, this is one that it's hard for me to explain every time, but I've been getting people hitting me up and asking questions. You know what Aircraft Maintainer is in the Air Force or in any, like an aircraft MOS? You were in the
As a crew chief.
A crew chief, okay.
Yeah.
So Aircraft Maintainer is a company, and I've told you about this. I said, man, this guy has got it down. It's a company that will help you get certified. So when you get out of the military, you have a civilian certification that gets you paid more. So it's like in the military, if you go and get your, if you go and become a 68 whiskey, you have to get out and still get your national registry, right? So you can't get out as a medic in the military and go and do medical stuff right away. No, you have to go get your national registry in EMT, and then you can start working as an EMT. So what this guy does, what this company does, Aircraft Maintainer, it goes out there and certifies you so you're ready to rock in the civilian world and actually get paid several dollars more than you would. I mean, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's rad.
There's things like the FCC GROL, as the General Radio Operations License, Operator's License. All that, you can get certified in A&P, airframe and power plant. You can get certified in these, and it's free of cost to you. The military pays it for you. So there's nothing better than getting certified and not having to pay for it. Go check them out, aircraftmaintainer.com. You'll love them. And before I even go, I just uploaded. You can get the pre-order right now on Kindle edition, and on the 14th or the 15th, the book will come out. It's called Sugar Man. It's a fiction novel written by me and my man Jez. It's Grant Jones. He's a writer. He's a New York Times bestselling writer out of Britain. This dude is a fucking stud. We teamed up and wrote a fiction novel based on a script that me and my buddy Billy J wrote years ago. And I think you guys are going to love it. It's a fun series. Hopefully we're knocking out 2 a year. Go check it out on Amazon right now. It's called Sugar Man Series. What up, Billy?
What's up, bro?
Oh, my God. Sometimes doing those gets exhausting.
Need a breather.
I know, dude. Well, man, I'm here with my man, Billy Beach. I've talked about him like crazy before. I've posted about him. I tag him anytime someone asks about buying a house. So a little background on Billy. Billy, you spent, was it 7 to 10 years? How much in the Air Force?
10.
10 years in the Air
10
Force.
years, yeah.
You find yourself here by chance while I'm filming Brothers in Arms. Another friend of mine, Kim, who was doing my PR work back then and still does all kinds of stuff for us. She's just an awesome person. Said, hey, you need to meet Billy. You guys would work well together. All the stuff you're doing and trying to help veterans, Billy's all about it. Boom, boom, boom. And so we connected. After that day, we blew up a house.
Yeah, we Insta-broed over you blowing shit up, which is cool.
Which is cool. And that was it, man. From then on, Billy has helped me refinance one of my houses. He's also helped me buy another house, and we're going to be selling a house in El Paso here soon. So it's like Billy's been my go-to guy. And the hardest thing about a veteran getting out of the military, not knowing how to use his benefits, like fucking not knowing at all. I think I've bought 3 different houses now, and each time I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Half the time the real estate agents didn't want to use the VA loan because they themselves didn't know how to do it. And so it's this kind of this struggle of me, I guess, 1, not learning, but 2, not finding anyone who's willing to teach.
There's no information out there.
Right.
I mean, except for, like the blogs or what the big Veterans United,
Right.
USA lenders want you to see, which is basically millions of dollars a year spent on a commercial saying use us, right? But there's no information there.
No, it's like going to a car dealership and, they're going to tell you that their cars are the best, right? Like everyone's going to do that, dude. I'm going to say this. We and Billy, was it last year, we made a video and talked about some of the things about buying a house. We should actually... we should see if we can re-upload that, if we can recut it. That's the problem, is we can't recut it.
Yeah, but that video is still live on our VA Home Loan Answers Facebook page.
Yep, you're right. So it's still there.
You
guys,
still access that information.
The information's there. We'll have to refilm another one because our goal is to put the information out there for you veterans out there to use your benefits when needed. A lot of guys out there, correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of guys out there are spending more than they would renting a house than if they owned a house.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you think about it like this, what are you usually paying when you walk in and rent somewhere? First month's, last month's, security deposit. You know what I mean? By the time you do that, you've paid 3 months of a mortgage on a VA loan.
Yeah.
And then from then on, you're paying $300 a month less for the same house. You own it.
Yeah.
The smart thing to do, man, is being even a younger veteran, right? Get your credit in line. 620 credit score, man. I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah, that's not.
You don't have to be able to finance Trump Tower to buy a house, right? And then you have your 2 other airman buddies move in with you.
Yeah.
Let them build equity for you. Let them get you in a position where,
people should be renting from you.
man, 4 years later, right? You turn around, sell, you walk away with 60, 70 grand, man. I mean, it's just it's a smart move. You know?
It's a smart investment if anything else.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Like this. I've spent years renting, paying what I would have paid. I would have paid less as a homeowner, and those years go to nothing. Right. Like, all right, 3 years renting on a house that doesn't exist to me, doesn't mean anything to me, and I just lost all that money. No equity built, no money put away, no nothing. What a frustrating fucking story that is.
Yeah, and when you move out, you usually owe the landlord money, so you're in the hole, and then you go in the hole further. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people, honestly, Vince. I mean, a lot of because there's no education, proper education, whether either you're exiting or even inboarding at a new base or whatever.
Yeah.
There should be information there saying, look, this is the average rent in the area, this is the average purchase price in the area, and some kind of information saying, look, you qualify for this. This is one of your benefits. This is why the government gives this to you.
What do you think it is that most veterans are afraid to even attempt to buy a house, or even just like, hey, let me just reach out to someone and see if, like, the first step for anyone anyways is to go to a lender, right, to just see if they're pre-qualified, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that in itself, man, is, it's a daunting task, right? It's
fucking annoying.
It is, man. It's
I
annoying.
need this paperwork. We need this paperwork. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Just the
I'm
anxiety.
the world's biggest babysitter,
right?
Man, most of the time. But, it's just the commitment. But here's how I like to spin this, right? Is let's say you commit to a townhouse, okay, with a $1,500 payment. It's about average, right? And you have 2 buddies move in, you know what I mean? And maybe they move out and stuff goes sideways, right? When you own that house, you call a property management company, you get some renters in there, you get the payment covered so you don't trash your credit. You go crash with buddies for a couple months to figure your life out, right?
Yeah.
What happens if you're renting some and life goes to shit?
You lose the fucking place. You're out on the street.
You're out on the street, man. You have no, you know what I mean? You've got nothing. You have nothing to help, right?
Yeah.
So at least if you own your own house, because if you know this, man, when you're leasing, can you just rent bedrooms whenever you want? A lot of times you can't.
Yeah, no.
The landlords won't let you. They want the people on the lease, or they want to see their credit. Or,
they say it's something in the contracts. Usually they don't allow you to sublease or
sublet,
right? Yeah,
right,
yeah,
exactly.
Sublet. And at the same time, it's like, you're right, because I thought it was a daunting and scary task to be able to find someone to rent my house in El Paso. I just contacted a company and they did it, dude. Within 3 weeks, we had someone living in there, and we were paying double rents, fucking Texas and here. Bro. It was coming out to somewhere and we dug into our savings for 6 months because we were stubborn, thinking like, all right, we'll just sell it. We'll just sell it. Eventually, we said, fuck this. Let's just see if we can find a renter. And within 3 weeks, dude, 6 months of paying double fucking rent, somewhere around $5,000 a month we were putting out just on rent, right? On fucking, and then now we have someone renting it, and we break even until we can sell this fucking house because the market isn't where I want to be for a seller for me right now. But man, that saved my ass. As soon as I finally said, okay, it's not that hard to do that, and I did it, changed everything for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the upside, right? Is when you own the property, you get to make the calls. You get to call the shots. You don't have anyone coming over knocking on your door saying, you got to get out because you have people living here. When you have a mortgage, if you're smart, right? You have a 3-bedroom place, $1,500. You charge each one of your roommates $500.
Bing, bang, boom.
You're in good shape, man. You're paying cheaper rent for 1 bedroom to own your house and build equity.
All right, I have some questions real quick. So why a VA loan over a conventional?
Yep.
Right? There's conventional loan, then there's
FHA, USDA,
and VA.
Essentially are the big ones.
There's the big ones. Yeah,
there's
there's
some shit out there too, but these are the main ones.
So why the VA overall?
So the VA loan is the only loan that truly and I'll explain this in a second, truly allows you to finance 100% of the purchase price. Okay. So if you're buying a house at 200,000, you finance 200,000, right? Not 196, and then you got to come up with $4,000, you know, whatever the case is, right? Now there are 100% loan programs with FHA, but they're at higher interest rates because they're grants or you're financing that required down payment money. The VA is the only one that literally lets you walk in and buy the entire house without a down payment. Yeah. The second part about VA is when you're over or you have less than 20% down, typically you're going to pay mortgage insurance. Right. Which you might as well go behind your house and throw money in the fucking wood chipper, right? Because mortgage insurance is paying basically a third party company to insure you if you default, right? VA loan will never have mortgage insurance, regardless of, I mean, it just doesn't carry it. So
that mortgage insurance is like, just in case you fuck it up.
Yep.
Holy shit. And that's a lot of money.
On a $300,000 house on average is about $275 a month.
Jesus.
Yeah. On top, you know, I mean, that adds to your
I mean, that's groceries for a week, dude.
Oh yeah, for
sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's expensive. So that's the second benefit, right? Yeah. The third benefit is the VA loan is technically has no debt to income ratio. Now, I'll tell you this, you're not going to get an approval above 56. Right. Very rarely, right? Every now and then.
What do you mean 56?
So when, let's say you make $4,000 a month, right? $4,000 a month times 0.56 is 2,300. Yeah. So your total bills, including your new mortgage, can't be over 2,300, assuming you make $4,000 a month. Okay. 56% of your income can go to debt. Got it. Right? Which is super high. Conventionals are about 45. Okay. I mean, it's a big difference. You can buy a lot more with less money on a VA loan. Right. And then, you know, the other part is the VA, as far as their interest rates are always low, always the lowest, you know, it's a government issued rate. And you only need, most lenders want a 620 credit score. Yeah. Okay. However, I mean, personally, like the bank I work for, we'll do at 580. Yeah. So you don't have to have perfect credit at 700. Yeah. The other thing that people don't realize too is, you know, people are like, oh, I'm at 627. I'm going to work on my credit for 3 or 4 years and, you know, and try to get it up to 700 so I get a better rate. Dude, the difference in rate from those credit scores, you're talking $40 a month in payment. Yeah. If you qualify, use the benefit, because what happens, right? What happens 2 years down the road in a market? You're going to pay $60,000 for the same house. Bro, yeah. The market here has changed so dramatically in the past 2 years since we've been here. The swings here have been nuts.
Since we've been here, I mean, I think it's $100,000 difference in change. Some of the houses that we were looking at originally.
Oh, easily. We had a townhouse for about 2 years and just recently sold it and made. I mean, after realtor fees, we made 70. So really, we made about $85,000 in 2 years.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah, you're not gonna do that renting,
right?
You know.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna do that renting. Happen. So the VA loan. Who qualifies for that VA loan?
Any veteran that's been in and is currently active duty, that has been in for 2 years or deployed basically for 180 consecutive days. Yeah. You get your qualification. Okay. After if you're in guard or reserve, you have to you get what's called a point statement. Yeah. I believe it basically equals out to about 6 years of guard service to be eligible. Yeah. As long as you don't have a dishonorable discharge after getting out of active duty of 4 years.
You're good to go.
You're good to go.
No money down.
No money down. And the other part to this too, Vince, and you're going to learn this soon, getting your real estate license.
Hey, working on it.
Is what happens is the VA, you don't need a down payment for the loan, okay? But there's still closing costs associated with closing on a house, right? That's the other thing that scares people away. And they're like, well, I don't have $7-8 for closing costs. Yeah. We get the sellers to pay that for you all the time. Yeah. I mean, I bet 10, 15 times a year, man, we get veterans into houses with less than $500 out of their pocket.
Damn, that's nice.
That's a quarter of what you pay to go get into an apartment.
Yeah. No, for sure. You always have to pay the fucking, what is it? The first and the last month's rent.
Yeah. Security and all the other shit.
Crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. So you mentioned it. I'm actually been going to real estate school for past fucking 4 weeks. It's kicking my ass.
CE sucks.
It is kicking my ass. Yeah. It's all online. I hate that shit. But you know, the reason is I wanted to learn more about this. I'm tired of like, you know, it's like lead from the front, lead by example. How can I tell other guys like, look, I've bought 3 different houses now with the VA loan. Not continually. I'm saying I've sold one, then bought another one, whatnot. But like, I want to be better at this so I can help guys get into homes. I know the feeling of putting your family into a home that you know you're going to stay at for a long time. The comfort of that, the stability and structure of that is so huge. And I also know the anxieties of trying to fucking buy a house. It's the biggest pain in the ass. The scariness of like, oh my God, they're going to see my credit. Yeah, motherfucker, they're going to see it. And it's all good because you're not the only one that has fucked up credit. Big Poppy over here has fucked up credit too. You know what I'm saying?
It happens to everybody, man.
But it's all fixable. And just to speak on that, you know, how fixable is credit? How long would it take for someone, you know, maybe in the 4s or the low 5s to get their credit up to a percentage of where they could actually buy a fucking house?
It's all working with the right people, Ben.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've kind of hashed about this stuff a handful of times, and I'll throw some experience out there so we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So I first got my mortgage license in 2001.
Yeah.
I'm not a spring chicken, man. Been doing this for a long time. And what that means is I've honed myself into working with the best in the business in a lot of different aspects, right? Whether it be realtors or, you know, credit repair people, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I have in my pocket is I have the world's best credit repair. I mean, she's amazing, dude. I've never seen anything like it. True story. Some friends of mine that were young when I used to race bikes with them, they were like 15, 16, hit me up about 2 years ago, wanted to buy a house. Pulled their credit, same thing, mid-4s, you know, had some collections, it was medical, right?
Yeah.
You're young, can't afford the doctor bills, it is what it is, right? So I got them set up with my credit girl, and guys, you know, if you need this info, we'll get it to you.
Yeah, we're going to get to the end of this for sure.
Yeah. So I get her set up, 6 months later, 700, bought a house. 6 months. It doesn't take a lot, man. Just because your credit's wrecked, it is not hopeless. There's help out there. You just have to be willing to do what you said. You've got to let someone, you got to bite the bullet.
Yeah.
Hand someone your info and say, I fucked up. How can I fix it? Drop the pride, you know?
Me and my wife recently just bought a house and we had to do some fucking, we had to jump through some fucking hoops. And it's hard for me sometimes to allow someone to see that like I have fucked up financially for years and I'm now barely trying to get it all worked out. Like I hired help to get my fucking business accounts right. I hired help to fucking figure out all the other stuff. And all that is like, all right, Billy, I'm going to be straight. My shit is fucked up. So here you go. Boom. And I sent him everything I possibly could. And he was able to make it work. And that's the thing is like, you guys will never know if you'll qualify for a home unless you make the effort to do that. And that's the craziest thing is like when Billy says like he has a team of fucking badasses, he definitely does. And that's the thing. I know the anxiety of that. So credit is manageable. You're able to get your credit work in 6 months to 8 months, whatever, and be ready to buy a house. Most houses, let's see, are on what? What's the average house rate right now? Well, shit, just Utah alone, somewhere in the 300, right?
Yeah. I mean, Utah's, like we said before, man,
It's
Utah's
crazy.
is a bit of a weird market.
Yeah.
However, let's say we're talking Hill Air Force Base, right? That area, your medium house price is $250, $260.
Yeah.
You know, down here out where we live, where it's all new construction, is getting expensive.
Yeah,
as
it's
hell.
getting expensive as fuck.
But on the whole, national average for a VA is $260K.
Nice. $206K. That ain't bad at all.
Yep.
Fucking A, man. I got to sell my house in Texas, and the average out there, I think, is in the 200s. You know what I mean? Texas is a little different. You know, Arizona's even a little more different as well. But damn. So it's crazy, man. Besides a VA loan, is there anything else you would even recommend? Or is it, I mean, if you have the benefit, you should just use the benefit, right?
Yeah. If you have the benefit, use it. I mean, there are special occurrences, you know, sometimes where another loan will work. Like for instance, say you really fall in love with the condo, right?
Yeah.
But the condo's not VA approved, but it's FHA approved. And, you know, then you use an FHA loan. You just kind of bite the bullet on the mortgage insurance. So
how about the people that have been doing the savings for a long time and have a nice chunk of change just for their first house? What do you recommend on that?
Well, if you've got 20% and you have a high credit score, you're probably going to want to go conventional.
Why is that? Why is that?
Unless,
in that situation, yeah.
Yep, here it comes. Unless you have VA disability, right? Because if you have VA disability, then you're not paying the funding fee that the VA is going to charge you, right? And the conventional loan doesn't have the funding fee. So the rates would be about the same. You wouldn't have mortgage insurance because you have your down payment.
Right.
So it would really come down to, you know, do I want to pay 2.5% to have the VA loan, right?
Yeah.
Or just do a conventional loan.
Right.
That's really the only time that it's a toss up between the two. And honestly, man, industry experience, if you've got 680 or higher credit score and money down, I always tell people just go conventional.
Right.
Yep.
Damn, that's interesting. I didn't even think of that. You know, it's how to choose, when to choose, really. You got conventional, you got, let's see, the VA loan. I'm trying to think, man. There was something else I wanted to ask when it comes to the VA loan. What are some big things that why people hesitate to even buying a house?
Honestly, man, I think it's just exposure to how. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you get out of school, right? But you know how to file your taxes,
right?
You know what I mean? You're ready to step into the world, but you don't even, you know, you're like, how do I even show my income or whatever? Like, how do I fill out the W-4 form to pay my taxes? You know, I think it's one of those same things, man. It's just the lack of knowledge, the lack of education, and I think people. This is another perspective, right? Is people look at their parents and go, oh, my parents are 40 or my parents are 60 and they have a house. That's an old person thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 22. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not even planning here. I'm going to travel here and I'm going to move there and I don't know where I'm going to be. You know, it's probably another part to it, but never wrong to buy a house, man. Cause let's assume a different picture, right? Is let's say you held on to your house. Let's say Texas was booming like Utah. Yeah. You know, how much money would you have made having someone else make that payment as a rental in the last 2 years?
Oh yeah.
40, 50 grand.
I've been rolling.
Right. And that probably leads us to another question. Can you have two VA loans at the same time?
That's another question. Yeah. Can you have two VA loans?
Can.
Yeah.
Now there's ways to do it, right? And there's limitations on that, but like, you know, yes, absolutely. So if you're at your first duty station, guys, and you know, and you're a little younger or whatever, but this is prompting you to think, set yourself up for a good future, right? Buy something small. Buy a condo, a townhouse, something cheap and manageable. Let your buddies move in, pay your mortgage for you, right? And then when you're ready to upgrade or PCS or you're going to go to Florida or you're going to go to Guam or wherever the case is, like you said, kick it to a rental agency. They handle everything, right? Get renters in there. Then whenever you hit your next duty station, come back from overseas, you have VA eligibility left, buy another house with your VA 100%. Dude, you've got a rental making you money and building you equity. You've got your primary residence all without a down payment.
Yep. So the other thing is like, how about you're someone like me who has a big family and, you know, a house might be in the 600 range, which is crazy as fuck, which the numbers are crazy. But does the VA loan cover houses up to that big? Like, who's to stop how big of a loan? What if I'm a fucking millionaire and want $1 million goddamn house? Can I use the fucking VA loan for that?
Well, dude, that's a really good question. And guess who just decided that there needs to be some regulation on that?
Who?
Trump.
Oh,
so this recent bill that he passed, the Vietnam, the blue water or whatever bill, is eliminating VA county limits on loans, which basically means you're that dude, you know, you're the retired general. My retirement is $200,000 a year, right? And I'm gonna buy a $1.2 million house and retire on the lake, right? VA county limit in, let's say, Tennessee is 400. Not an issue anymore. The dude's going to finance 100% of 1.2 mil.
As long as he can fucking cover it. As long as he can qualify for it, the motherfucker can buy $1 million home.
Yep.
Dude, if things change in my life, I'm going to use the VA loan to buy $1 million home. That's fucking
2020 goal.
2020 goal, man. Dude, I got all the goals. I've had that goal for years, bro. Yep. It's like the year I say, every year I was like, I'm going to get myself back in shape. This year, I'm going to be in the best shape of my life.
Hey, rounds of shape, man.
Yeah. Hey, man. I've been, whatever shape I am now, it's the best I've ever been. I'll tell you that. This shape. It's not fit, but it's a good shape, bro.
That change is supposed to go into effect January 1st with the blue water or blue whatever it is.
That's huge, though. Yeah,
dude. It's a big deal. So let me explain how it currently works to answer your question the opposite way. Like, let's say in Salt Lake County where we live, right? VA loan limit is 600. Yeah. So you want to buy a house that's 800. Yeah. It's 200,000 difference. You have to put down 25% of the difference to buy your additional entitlement. Fuck. So a veteran that wanted to buy an $800,000 house and a 600 county limit has to have a $50,000 down payment.
Jesus, that's not fair, dude.
Right. It's not.
I mean, you're not really using your fucking benefit anymore, right? It almost defeats the purpose of it.
Exactly. Because at that point, really, you could put 5% down. You know,
on
which is less on a conventional loan and buy the house anyway, right? So, you know, there's a lot of this stuff is stuff that's, you know, that has been worked on in the White House recently and is getting reformed, obviously, for the better.
Great. So. Let me ask you this, man. What is it that real estate agents are afraid of dealing with this sometimes? I know there's guys that just don't deal with it or they don't know and they start pushing a conventional loan or FHA loan or something else. Why is that happening? And I'm not talking shit on them. I'm just saying what is that happens that some real estate agents just don't want to touch this?
It's ease of operation, I mean, really. So the VA loan is going to require a handful of things depending upon where you're at, okay? They're going to require a termite inspection, which can lead to issues. So this is why a lot of agents don't want to deal with that because because it puts them in a position where you have to negotiate, right?
Yeah.
So let's say we order a termite, or it's actually called a WDOR, wood destroying organism report. Okay.
Okay.
Someone like Terminix or something has to go out and do it. Okay. Let's say there's termites or mold found on the property. Well, it has to be mitigated before you can close, before the VA will insure your home, right?
Yeah.
So let's say, that damage, let's say the house has to be tented and fumigated. I mean, I've had to do this hundreds of times in California. Sorry guys, but it's just is what it is. So, that could be upwards of $3,000 or $4,000, right? Yeah. Who's going to pay for it?
The homeowner. He's trying to sell it.
You would think so.
Yeah, you would think. Oh,
right. There you go. So that's where the buyer side agent, the listing agent have to go and do their battle back and forth to who's going to pay for this shit, right? Because really, at the end of the day, nobody wants to pay for this shit. Right. So that's one of the reasons why people will try to avoid them, because of the extra negotiation tools and stuff like that. The second thing is the appraisal. So when you get a VA appraisal, when the appraiser comes out to the house, there's specific things they're looking for. Okay. With a conventional loan, man, you can have, let's say you're refinishing a bathroom. Okay. And you ran out of money and that's why you're selling the house or whatever. So it didn't get done. Conventional loan doesn't matter. Right. Yeah. VA is going to require someone to finish that bathroom before you can
so there's a little bit stricter on the inspection side of things, right? They need to make sure that a veteran's going to move into a house that's fully functional and safe and good for them.
Right. And there's still this misconception. I think this is the biggest piece, and we need to dispel this right away. So there's a misconception that veterans are not allowed to pay for certain fees, okay? Which, according to VA guideline, is absolutely correct. However, lenders got away with those junk fees, mortgage broker fees, mortgage lock fees, all this the typical junk fees, right? Years ago. So if you're listening,
yes,
that's not an issue anymore. Okay. There is no thing where, like say Vince, I'm the selling agent and you're coming to buy my house, and I reach out to your agent and say, what does he need for VA? They were called VA non-allowables, right? So they would go back to the seller and negotiate $1,500 or so to pay for these, right? That's not a thing anymore. And if a lender's charging that shit, get a different lender.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
and what
why
is
people
does that money go to the fucking lender?
Oh, it's just junk, dude. Straight in the lender's pocket.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And that's where, in 2010 when Dodd-Frank Act came out, it reformed all of these junk fees and all this just random shit that was
just
being charged.
Extras. It's just like
upcharging for, your appraisal would be $400, but the company's fee is $550, so the company just pockets $150. All that shit's illegal now.
Good.
So that can't happen anymore. So those VA non-allowables nowadays aren't a thing. So whatever your closing costs are $5,400. Seller, can we have $5,400? Cool. What else do I have to cover? That's it, man. You know what I mean? That's it. There isn't, So I think that's why the younger generation of agents now are picking up on this. And they're starting to say, hey, the VA loan's great. It's the older generations of agents going, I have to do work,
Yeah. Damn, dude. Yep. That's a lot of information, but I think like anyone that has questions, hopefully this podcast can answer a lot of questions for if they're thinking about it, especially the ones that are scared about their credit, like, you know what I mean? Their debt to income ratio, how do you have, so here's another question. I'm just trying to think of all the questions that potentially someone might want to ask, and I can throw it out there for them. But like, how long do you have to be employed at a job for them to take that income as a viable income?
Well, let's talk. So let's assume that our veteran just got out.
Yeah.
Okay. So spent 4 years in, has the eligibility, right?
Yeah.
Is getting out. If they're working relative to the field, let's say, they're an operator. Okay. You know what I mean? And then, but you end up getting Border Patrol job or something that has to do in that same realm. 30 days, dude.
30 days of being
30
employed,
days of pay stubs.
You just have to show that you get paid.
Yep. You have to show that you're getting paid, and you have to show so we can see what you're paid, that you're from what your offer letter is.
Yeah.
Right. Is actually congruent into what comes out on your pay stub.
Yeah. So like whatever, if you're making 40,000 a year, it's just going to have to show that. And so then from there you can build what they'll be approved at.
Correct. Yep. Well, we could do the approval off the offer letter, right? And then get everything moving. And then it would be a condition before closing of having the paycheck to support that income. And I'm actually doing this right now for the HR director at Black Rifle Coffee.
Oh, nice.
Chantel. So if you're out there listening, what's happening?
All right.
That's good. We're doing the same thing. Our husband just got out.
Good.
Just got a new job. We're literally waiting to close for his new pay stub. So
it's great. And here's the other question: what's out there that would stop someone from getting a house? Pump the brakes. We can't go any further. Is there anything?
Self-employed under 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you
That's been my biggest struggle,
Yep.
bro.
if you hop out and you start your own business, you got to wait 2 years to have 2 years tax returns.
Okay.
If you get out and your job is high commission or majority of your, like, let's say you're like a, you go work in oil, right? So
Yep.
90% of your income is overtime and some kind of bonus or whatever for whatever the company sells, stuff like that. Same thing. You have to have a 2-year average of that stuff. Now, let's say you have 70,000 salary, right? And then all the other perks on top. Same thing. Right away, we can use the 70 grand, but you can't use the other perks to qualify.
Jeez almighty. There's
It's
a
a
lot.
little bit to know, man.
Well, dude, that's what happened with me. With having me being self-employed, that's what hurt me. That's why I had rent in Utah for so long, was because trying to get those tax returns done the right way,
Yep.
it's just a fucking pain in the ass. And then also, I had different jobs, right? I got Brothers in Arms paying me, and then I got Mayans paying me, and then Brothers in Arms stopped paying me. Now Mayans is the only one paying me, and then so that discrepancy, just like, what the fuck does this guy even do? You know what I mean? Like, so it was a fucking pain in the ass. But I mean, I think my scenario would probably be considered one of the most extreme and most difficult scenarios. I think the average person won't have that issue.
Yeah, honestly, man, you're a rare case because you're a jack of all trades. And
Yeah, it's
you have a lot of businesses, and that's not very common.
Yeah.
In fact, for the most part, most self-employed people, they focus. It's their business. They focus on one.
Yeah.
it's one thing that they're focusing on, and they're doing that.
And those tax returns will be able to easier to fucking put together.
Yeah, they're really
else.
clear, and the income's really clear again after 2 years, but it's simple.
Yeah. So, before we even wrap this up and start getting to where people can reach us if they ever needed to, anything else, what is any other big questions out there or big answers you want to throw out there for guys who are wanting, guys and girls, veterans who are out there wanting to use their VA loan, just not sure exactly how to do it, what to do, anything else like that?
Reach out to someone
There you
that
go.
reach out to you, reach out to us.
Yeah.
Look, and you know this, man.
Right.
If you call me from, let's say, Maryland, I can't right now.
Yeah.
I can't do a loan in Maryland. If you call me from Maryland, I'm going to talk to you.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm going to give you the information. I'm going to make sure you're set up with someone that isn't, a scumbag that's, going to take advantage of you or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, just reach out, ask the questions. And that's, we still have our, the
veteran-
VA home loans,
VA
answers
home loans
page on,
answers page, and
on
then-
Facebook,
and then we
which
had
will
that-
tag on,
Yeah.
on
make
Vince's social media.
And then we'll also have the Veteran Alliance.
VA Home Alliance.
VA
You can
Home
contact
Alliance.
us through that website as well.
And then you just go straight to our, our
And
social media.
And Billy Beach Finance
Yep.
is my actual website, and all my information's on there. You can email me.
I'll make sure I
whatever,
put
so.
all your information in the bottom of this, so then they can go into and just hit the link and hit you up, whether it's just to start applying or it's to whatever the fuck, just to message you.
Yeah, ask questions.
I'll put your
man.
email. I'll put your email in there as well. Is that cool?
Yeah, of course, of
Cool.
course.
And if there's
Anything
another
we
like
can do to
general
help.
email that can help, so you don't get bombarded. If you get bombarded, like just send it to me and I'll put it up on there.
Okay.
Hey, all you guys listening, man, look, I want to do this podcast because I'm going to real estate school because, like I said, I want to be able to give you the information you deserve. The next thing I'm going to do is actually try and we're going to do a video soon about buying houses and how to do it. But the second thing we want to talk about is how to finance a fucking car, right? Like just things that are going to give people information. I'm going to try and get to the bases and help them before people make any bad buys and show them how to make the correct buy. I just want to fucking help you figure this shit out. It's taken me so many goddamn years to finally do it, and now I got it. So you guys, anywhere in the United States, I don't care where the fuck you are, we will find someone to help you with getting a fucking house, whether it's through our chain of friends, whether it's just reaching out on social media and me finding a real estate agent that's a veteran that potentially want to help you, whatever the case. I'm trying to build a huge database of veteran real estate agents and lenders throughout the United States of America that we can work with in this VA Home Alliance partnership that we're trying to do, as well as just working with Billy Beach and we continue to grow, me and him as a team, just trying to fucking help the community use their benefits the right way, the fair way, and get everyone that can into a fucking house that they deserve. So you guys have any questions, please hit us up directly and I'll add links to the bottom of the podcast. Billy, thank you so much for coming on. Where can they find your social media as well?
Yeah, it's Billy Beach. My Instagram, Billy Beach Finance, and then Facebook, Billy Beach as well.
Yeah,
Also
Billy Beach Finance as well, right?
Yep. And then, another quick thing too, Vince, is I lost my train of thought. I had it and I lost it. Oh, if you are a veteran and
Yeah.
you're an agent, or you're a loan officer, contact us.
Yes.
We're trying to build out this network. We'd love to vet you and start and build out these referral partners.
I would
that we
love
can
to get
trust.
like a nice Excel spreadsheet of everyone wherever in every state that we can just hit like, hey, someone says, hey, I'm in fucking Nebraska.
This is
I
our
want to buy a
guy.
house. Sounds good. Here's our guy.
Yep.
Hit him up. We'll make sure you guys are taken care of. That's what we want to do. Why can't we? Why haven't we had some kind of thing like this already? But now we have it. So you guys hit us up if you need anything. Billy, thanks for coming out. You guys, hope you enjoyed the podcast.
My